Hi there and welcome to this week's edition of Fox Country. On today's show I'll be talking to Mary Prendergast from Waterford, but before that let's have a look at Mary's video, Cherished Moments.
I'll cherish each day that I have with you. If I measure it in years, it would seem so few. Our journey began so innocent and young, but each day we learned right from wrong. When our children were young, life seemed so free. Those days, they were special, I'm sure you'll agree. Although it is sad, they have now fled and gone. We're so proud of all they have done. Life throws each day its troubles and cares. It's easier to face and endure in pairs. So thank you, God, for the gift you have sent. My true friend, for me he is meant. In our twilight of years, we're as close as can be, with nothing but true love between you and me. With our hair turning grey, our life stories told, the feelings between us are gold. My memory is strong and my tears they do fall, as my heart feels the pain and the love I recall. You walk by my side from morning till night, with the stars and the moon shining bright. Thank you, my friend, for the times that we had, for staying close by me when I was sad. I know in my heart that we'll never part. We were together right from the start. La da da da, la da da da, la da 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 da. I know in my heart that we'll never part. We were together right from the start.
Mary, you're very welcome to Fox Country today. Good to have you with us.
Thank you so much. I'm honoured to be here, Michael. Thank you very much for inviting me.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. Now, I'm going to ask you where it all started for Mary Prendergast musically, but I can see, and I think this goes back right to your early days of music, Mary.
It certainly does, Michael. I thought I'd bring it down to the interview today because this is where it all started.
Yeah.
My mother bought it when I was 7, and she actually, I was 7 years old, and she actually was short a little bit of money, and she cycled down to the local shop, the grocery and the bar department in Athy.
Of course, yeah.
And there was a man there, he gave her a loan of £0.5 crown, and she came back up on the bike and she got it, and I'm so delighted. I don't know how it was me that started the accordion, my sister started the drums, and that's where it started,
So
Michael.
that's where it all
This little box,
stems
clip
from.
it to the carrier of my bicycle going to school.
And it cost £0.5 crown.
Yes, exactly.
Two and
exactly.
sixpence in old
money. In old money.
Yeah.
So we're
Amazing.
so delighted now that, as you say, little acorns and they grow.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, you're from Athy.
I'm from Athy, born and reared. I went to school, primary and secondary, and it was the nun there in the Convent of Mercy, Sister Rosari.
Right.
She had a school band, and we were very lucky I joined it with this little accordion, and my sister Eileen and Geraldine and sister Siobhan, we all play musical instruments. So it was Sister Rosari gave us the gift and love, and of course for my home, my father and my mother, beautiful singer. And Dad stayed quietly there in the background, but he was we didn't own a car, we had bicycles, but he used to live near, he worked in the garage near the school. So I'd always carry my accordion to the garage, and he'd carry it home in the van. So that's what went on up to leaving cert.
Yes.
Yes,
So you were playing music all the time in the school band?
all
and-
the time.
And were you playing anywhere else at the time? Were you doing little local hops?
We
or-
were doing the
yeah.
local pubs, myself
Yeah.
and my sister,
Yes.
and my uncles played. My granddad played the drums in the local pipe band,
Yeah.
and there was always music in the
Mm.
house.
And what sort of years would we be talking about? What was the era then?
Well, I left school in 1977, so you're
Right.
talking 67, 68 onwards.
Yes.
And then I left school in 1977.
Yeah.
So
So that was an era really of the singing lounges, wasn't it?
it
in
certainly
Ireland?
was. The
Yeah.
singing lounges, and
Yes.
you know, and the people loved joining in, and you do the round, and they'd all have their own signature song.
course, yes,
Michael.
yeah.
So it was. My granny was a beautiful singer.
Yeah.
Her song was the Rose of Tralee, and my granddad had his signature tune, and my mother as well. She was in musical societies and so forth.
Yeah.
Yes.
What path did you take after that? I know that you've done a fair bit of travelling in your time.
We have, Michael, when I left school I went nursing,
Mm.
and I did intellectual disability first,
Right.
and I did want to do my general, so I did that in Dublin, in
Right.
St Michael's in Dunleary. But the accordion always came with me. I didn't even care if I had a suitcase. Once the accordion was with me, I felt, and I used to bring it on the wards then to for the patients,
Right.
wherever I went, and we emigrated to Australia.
What year was that?
We went then, we got married in 83,
Mm.
and we went in 86. And
Right.
it's over there that I was very involved in the Irish community with music
In
in
what-
Melbourne,
Oh, in Melbourne,
Australia.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
And were you playing in a band there, or were you playing solo? Or
I was hungry for the music over there, and we didn't know anybody, but I got to know many of the nurses that I was working with, naturally. But there was a theatre restaurant called Bunratty Castle,
Oh, that's a good name.
and it was like
Mm.
a kind of a replica of the one in Ireland, the way they ran it with the show and the
Yes.
music and the dancing.
Yeah.
So I actually got to be the resident musician there, being the accordionist. There was 4 in the group, and that was a godsend.
Yeah.
So then we were in local bands called the Liberties and another one called Claddagh. So we were always involved
Yeah.
in every little social aspect,
Yeah.
Michael, which is wonderful when you're away from home.
Yeah, and of course, when you first set foot in Australia and in Melbourne, not knowing anybody,
Nobody, Michael.
the music was a great entree, wasn't it, into the Irish community there?
It's the best gift
Yeah.
that God could give you.
Yeah.
And I think as you get older in life, you realise the gift. It's okay to not to be shy about it. It's okay to share it and spread it out. So, yeah, we did. We played at all the functions, and for various different. There was probably maybe all the St Patrick's Day events, and we were
course,
in,
yeah.
any of the socials there. And also I played for Irish dancers. One of them actually won the World Championship, Connor,
Right.
and I used to play for Connor when he was a little boy. And next thing I saw him in Riverdance.
Yeah.
So it was wonderful because it was a real Irish culture there.
Yeah. And through the music, you obviously built a circle of friends and acquaintances and became really involved in the community. It would have been a very vibrant community.
It
in
was,
Melbourne,
Michael, and I
yeah.
suppose those days too, Michael, I suppose thinking back, you didn't have internet, you didn't have mobile phones, you had the letter and the photograph.
We didn't have social media
No.
or anything.
So
Yeah.
anything we sent home to my parents and
Yeah.
my husband's parents, Vincent, it was all, we put it on a little tape, or we'd hire a video camera,
Yeah.
do the video and send it home on the old VCR.
Yeah.
That's what we used to do there for our parents, and it
Very
was
good.
I'm glad we did now, because now we have our boys when they were smaller on video. Whereas maybe if we didn't go away, we probably wouldn't have done that.
Yes.
Yes.
And were your boys born in Australia?
Both my boys were
Right.
born in Dandenong. It's a suburb of Melbourne called
Right.
Dandenong.
Yeah.
And one was born in 1987. He's the oldest boy, Owen. And then the second little boy came on Christmas Eve in 1990, and that's Niall. They're both. We're so delighted that they're reared, they're happy. They've 2 lovely girlfriends, and we have a beautiful grandson called Oscar.
Oh, that's nice.
So we're so delighted.
Yes.
We've kind of come full circle, Michael.
You
Delighted.
have indeed.
Yes.
And how long did you remain in Australia then?
We actually didn't think we'd stay as long because I suppose when they were recruiting nurses, they were short, very short in 1986, and they actually paid my fare to go over. They were sending nurses over from
Right.
England and Ireland, but we actually stayed 10 years. And we actually said, look, are we going to stay or are we going to come home? So we decided to come home because of grandparents
Of course.
and our children, because I didn't want them to not to know my parents and my husband's
Of
parents,
course, yeah.
Mary and Gus Prendergast, well, and they know they got to know them, because by letter or a video would be have no impact really.
And apart from that, was there a feeling that you wanted to go back anyway, or there was a lure there?
There was always a lure.
Yeah.
Always,
Yeah.
always. I think once you're Irish, you're Irish. But
You are.
having said that, Australia was very kind to us, and you learn. I think emigration is a good thing. You learn to stand on your own 2 feet. You make your mistakes and you brush yourself off and you keep going, because you know you're not going to make that mistake again. You don't overcommit. You rely on one another as a couple, and it really makes you very strong, Michael.
Yes.
Yes.
So you went back to Ireland. Did you go back to Kildare, or where did you go?
We came back to Kildare. We actually didn't realise what county we'd be, because it depended on employment.
Of course,
But we came back mid-May, and by the end of May, I actually was. I'd applied to Dublin for nursing, or Waterford. It had a kidney dialysis unit, and so that's where we settled. I worked in that unit for 22 years, and the boys they're really Waterford, Dacia people now.
The Dacia.
One of them is a good hurler, and
Yeah.
no, they're very happy in Waterford now.
Yeah. So you're back in Ireland, you're still playing music, you got involved in the music scene in Ireland. Tell us a little bit about that.
I suppose when I came back from Australia, Michael, I did a bit of music, but not much, because you're busy working, you're rearing your children. So when they were left school and done their leaving, I was tipping along at it, but there was a song I had written for my mother, and I wanted to record it and do as good a job as I could. So it was my husband Vincent looked up all the CDs at the back to see where were people recording their songs, and we came, of course, Kevin Prendergast, and Vinny's originally from Mayo, so we said, oh, it's Gerald O'Donoghue. We didn't know the wonderful Gerald at the time, but it was the best thing I ever did, was come down to Gerald
At
O'Donoghue
Greenfield Studios.
in Headford, in
yeah.
Galway.
Yes.
So he recorded my mother's song, and it went to #1.
And what was the name of that song?
A Mother's Love So Pure, one I wrote especially for my mother, but she had heard it, but she didn't hear it in its true format.
Yes.
Yes, but it's honoured. She's actually on the video. We got her put on the video from a video my sister had at her wedding. So Gerald was able to superimpose Mam on it. So
Nice.
that was a beautiful touch.
Yes.
Yes.
So were you playing as a solo artist, or did you play as part of a band when you came back and got involved in
I
music
was
again?
generally with a two-piece. I was always with a guitarist, and we were playing locally. And then I formed a two-piece, myself and another gentleman from Wexford. So as time went on, as you know, Michael, you have to travel for the social gigs. It was the social dancing we were very interested in. So I probably grew in confidence myself, and I was passionate, as my husband is, about music and performing and dancing. So I'm actually on my own for the last year, and Vincent does the sound, and we carry in the gear ourselves, and he has the van all decked out. So I couldn't do it without Vincent. That's the truth. I couldn't do it.
So Vincent is the roadie.
He's the roadie and the sound engineer, and he does all that part, and then I do the program and do my best with the song and enjoy it. Yes.
So
Keyboard and MIDI accordion and vocals.
So you can concentrate on the performing and
That's it,
leave all the
Michael,
technical stuff and the
to
heavy
Vinny.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, very
yes.
wise.
Oh, as you say, you can only do one thing at a time, isn't that it?
That's right.
Yes, yeah.
And there's been a great revival in social dancing, hasn't there?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's always been there, but it definitely, there's a huge surge in it.
There is.
And it's I think the medical profession say it's the healthiest form of exercise, not
Yes.
only for movement, but well-being. Your energy levels are raised with it,
Yes.
even though you're tired, you don't feel that. Yes.
And they love the jiving, don't they?
They love the jiving, and the jiving's not easy to keep going. They're very
No.
fit.
Yeah.
I have to say they're great to keep the jive movement going,
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So you're really enjoying the music scene at the moment?
We are. We're really enjoying it, Michael. We do. I do a resident gig on Monday nights in a place called The Rising Sun in Mullavat.
Right.
Bobby Jackman runs that, and that's been wonderful for me because it sets. I get to meet all the other bands. I start off
Yeah.
the night
Yes.
and warm up the dancers, and then around 10:15 the main band are ready to come on.
Yeah.
So that's a consistent gig, and
Yeah.
then the others we could go to Cork, Tipperary, Limerick. We do travel around,
Yeah.
and we don't mind. We've got the van, and it's reliable.
Have wheels, will travel.
Have wheels, well, to keep it well
Yeah.
tuned.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll head on.
Of course, the more you're travelling, the more well known you're becoming,
Yes, exactly.
and building new audiences all the time.
And then I suppose you've the DJs, Michael. We have Johnny Barry from KCLR.
I know Johnny.
Johnny's a proper gentleman, and he's a true troubadour. He gives everybody a chance on radio. You have Tony Keogh,
In
who
Southeast, yeah.
Southeast Radio,
Yeah.
and the songs I've recorded with Gerald have done very well with Tony's top 10.
Yeah.
And then you've Kevin Lawler Fitzpatrick, and Michael Cummins in Midlands Radio as well.
Midwest Radio.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned your sons earlier. Are they musical?
My son Owen was actually, he used to come around with me playing the drums when he was a little boy, but then he's a sporty man.
Yeah.
So the sport has kind of, he's
Yeah.
a good hurler, footballer,
Yeah.
and my other son, Niall, wouldn't be musical, but he's always asking me, how are the songs doing, Ma'am? Or if you come home from a gig,
So it
he'd
takes an
say to
interest.
Ma'am and Dad,
Yeah.
how did the gig go last night?
Yes.
Yes, he does. They're very proud that we're doing what we love. Yes.
Well, Mary, I think it's time that we had a look at another one of your videos. Would you like to introduce it to our viewers?
Absolutely. I'd be delighted to introduce, it was a single I did last year with Gerald O'Donoghue in Headford, Greenfield Studios. It's an Isle of Grant number called Over the Years, a nice quick step, so I hope all your viewers enjoy it.
Okay, let's have a look at it.
Over the years, I have travelled many lands. Over the years, I have come to understand that down the path of life, there are joys and there are tears. Many lessons I have learned over the years. Feels like many years ago, I packed my bags and had to go along the many highways far and wide. To cities I have never seen, countries I have never been. Strangers that I met became the best friends of my life. Over the years, I have travelled many lands. Over the years, I have come to understand that down the path of life, there are joys and there are tears. Many lessons I have learned over the years. Planes with silver wings have taken me so far away to places of great beauty, neon lights as bright as day. But even with the friends around, when I'm all alone, constantly my mind returns to loved ones and to home. Over the years, I have travelled many lands. Over the years, I have come to understand that down the path of life, there are joys and there are tears. Many lessons I have learned over the years. Over the years, I have travelled many lands. Over the years, I have come to understand that down the path of life, there are joys and there are tears. Many lessons I have learned
Well, Mary, that was a lovely video over the years, and one of the great songs written by a great songwriter, Isla Grant.
I actually love Isla Grant's style, Michael.
Yeah.
The minute I heard her doing Mother's Chair, and a few of her Partners in Rhyme was another favourite of mine.
Yes.
So I said I'd love to do that as a quick step. And the one, Gerald O'Donoghue, actually travelled down to Waterford to do the video. We did it down in Dungarvan. And
Lovely part
while
of the
I
world.
suppose I'm chatting there, we have a wonderful DJ down there, and he's in Waterford local radio, plays country Irish on a Sunday night
Right.
from 9 until 12. And he's a true gentleman as well, John O'Shea.
John O'Shea,
And
yes.
we'd be lost without him, because he's the only one plays country Irish on local radio for Waterford.
Yeah.
So it's a big thank you to John O'Shea for flying the flag
Fair
for
play
us
to
down
John
there.
and,
Fair play to
and,
John.
the other DJs you mentioned earlier on.
Certainly Johnny Barry up the road, and
Yeah.
Tony Keogh and
Yeah.
Kevin Lawler, they're all wonderful.
And I think we have to say, where would we be without the radio DJs who are putting on country shows, because they're giving great exposure to the music of artists like yourselves.
Michael, we'd be lost without them, because we do depend on them, and they're passionate about what they do, and you know, it's wonderful to have such pride in a CD that you would release a single, and to hand deliver it to them.
Yes.
And go into them, and we know them now, because it's like anything, you know, if you've pride in what you do, and keep at it and keep
Yeah.
at it and keep at it.
That's right.
Yes, and loving it.
Yeah, and in fairness to them, they are very keen to get their hands on new singles, aren't they? And there's great competition, I think, as well between the radio
They love a
stations.
new single coming out.
They do indeed.
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
they do, and they know the styles of the different entertainers as well.
Yeah.
You know, so they give it wonderful airplay.
And they know from the requests that they get for a particular artist who the popular artists are as
They
well.
do.
Yeah.
They do, Michael. My first number one with Tony Keogh was actually my mother's song, Mother's Love So Pure, but
Yeah.
this one that we're playing today for the viewers, it actually went to number one as well,
Yes.
called Over the Years, and I never thought for a second in my life that I'd be in the top 10
Well, there you
charts as any
Yeah.
part of the charts, Michael.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
there you are.
There you go.
You're a chart topper now. That's
Well,
the
as you say, you keep going, isn't that it?
that's it.
And
Keep persevering.
and
yeah.
you know, music is music for the soul, and it is medicine. I find that
Yeah.
with playing for patients as well.
Very therapeutic, I think.
Very, very therapeutic. Exactly, Michael. Yes.
Well, Mary, we're delighted that you could join us on the programme today. I have to say, I've really enjoyed our little chat here. And once again, thanks for making the journey to come and see us. And on behalf of our viewers and ourselves, can I wish you every success in your
Thank you very, very
musical
much,
career.
Michael.
And we'll be looking out for some more great singles and videos from you.
And the very best of luck, Michael, to you and
Thanks,
your
Mary.
viewers, and to your new programme. May it go from strength to strength. Thank you for the invite, Michael.
You're very
Thank
welcome,
you.
Mary. Thank
God
you.
bless. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And my thanks again to Mary for joining me on today's programme. Next week, I'll be talking to Pat McKenna, so make sure you tune in for that. Until then, slán.